Welcome. My name is Gina Tay. Tonight we're going to be doing a full moon and Leo reading. One full of passion, desire, and inspired by Dita Von Teese and the love letters transcending through time, our time, into the future. Here are your choices. So if you chose letter number 1, we are doing the letter which is titled Breathless. And Breathless says, shall I just see you about, or shall I definitely see you? So here's your little charm and your love letter. And for your card number 1, we have the Fool. Okay, good. All right. So when you're dealing with, that's interesting. So with the Fool, this is actually a great indicator for the beginning of this reading, especially with the statement, shall I just see you about, or shall I definitely see you? Because the Fool represents both freedom and adventure in a relationship. So it has a very fresh feeling to that card. It has, you know, that youth and spontaneity feeling in it. So if you are single, this is a great indicator that you are stepping into new flirtation. And if you are in a relationship, that means that you could also be dealing with somebody who wants to be more spontaneous with you. There is an indication, though, with this card that there is a lack of commitment. But I'm kind of wanting to stay away from that reading because of the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is a big indicator of partnership and unity. It deals with connections and compatibility. So if we're moving in this transition from the Fool into the Two of Cups, this is an indicator that we are going to be dealing with a great blossoming romance. And if you're committed already, this means that you guys are going to be maybe sparking new interests together. And finishing off with the Star, it finishes off with hope and inspiration, creativity, contentment. And I feel like the two of you are going to have a pretty big spiritual connection, actually. Going with this, maybe you guys aren't even exactly sure what you're walking into in this relationship, even if you're already connected. There's something here that is going to definitely spark. And I think that because it is titled Breathless, you guys are definitely going to take each other's breath away with maybe the renewal of who you are as individuals through each other. And that's kind of how I'm taking this. And so that is closing out for pile number 1. If you chose pile number 2, you chose rapturous. And rapturous has a very interesting connotation to it, I think. It is a love that envelops you almost. And with that, it says, my diary is one long love letter to you. We have our charm and our love letter for rapturous. And for our cards, 5 of Cups. Reverse. Okay. All right, so the 5 of Cups, this is definitely an indicator of someone that has a bit of sadness and a little bit of abandonment going on, whether they are in or out of a relationship. It can also be an indicator of a little bit of guilt or remorse. So with the rapturous love letter, it kind of indicates somewhat of that feeling where you are enveloped in that feeling of maybe a little bit of regret or despair for maybe a past relationship that slipped away. Now following into that card with the Empress. The Empress normally is a really great card to get when it is flipped upright. And that is normally something that I would like to do. I'm not a big fan of cards in reverse, but since it is in reverse, we are going to talk about it. So the Empress in reverse is maybe someone who lacks a little bit of self-confidence and maybe needs to build up her security in herself. But also in reverse, it may mean that you have a lot of people that are trying to actually pursue you. So with this energy going from the 5 of Cups of sadness with this rapturous feeling, I'm really feeling like maybe you might be in an energy where you don't feel like you're fully in your power and you need to regain it. So I like to just flip that right side up myself, because as duality goes in any life situation, we can always change our energy field. So you do have to take into that indication that maybe you are going through something though as well that does have you a little bit enveloped in a relationship that might not necessarily be the most safe and might have some toxic behaviors, especially then moving into this King of Cups in reverse as well, which could indicate a very, immature or moody male. Someone that might even be a little bit cold to you. This might be a past lover. This might be a lover that you have right at this moment. And it actually could even just be you if you are the male or you have a predominantly male energy going on. But again, if you flip this up and you try to look at things positively as everything is duality, this King of Cups can be reversed and this Empress can be reversed. And so I just really would like you to maybe take your time to think about these negatives and turn them into like the positive poles. But then again, that is the card with this rapturous letter where we are enveloped and in the state of being where we are like maybe a little bit more twisted than we would like to be in a comfortable relationship. And that is your pick a card for pile number 2. All right, if you chose pile number 3, you chose the inextinguishable love. And for your inextinguishable love letter, it says, all will pass. It also says, I will always love you. I will never leave you. I will do everything to make you happy. I defy you to forget me utterly. Right, so our little charm and our love letter. And for our cards, we have the Death card, the High Priestess, and the King of Pentacles in reverse. All right. Well, the Death card in tarot is definitely not a bad card to get. It is generally a card that is about spiritual rebirth and transformation. You know, it's definitely a card that indicates new beginnings and change. Now, in a love reading, it can also indicate maybe holding on to a relationship that might be good for you, or it might not be good for you. Now, when we are dealing with the Death card drawing into the High Priestess, we are definitely dealing with a high feminine energy, someone who is very sensual and is full of desire and mystery. You may actually be giving up something in order to obtain this woman. And if you are in fact in a relationship with this woman already, or you are this woman, this person is going to be sacrificing potentially something to stay and be with you. Now, when we have the King of Pentacles in reverse, like I said previously, I don't always like to deal with reverse. I like to do things upright. But since it did flip out in reverse, we are dealing with maybe a temporary lack of success. And which would actually maybe make sense with the Death card, because we might need to be refocusing in our relationship if we want these things that are indicated in this love letter. Maybe we need to lose things like jealousy and, you know, lack of security within ourselves and controlling behavior in order to keep this woman that is so precious to you, or the person that you are dealing with, if you are this woman, needs to surrender themselves in order to keep you and that inextinguishable love and that desire that they crave and they need. Because obviously, if this is you or the person that you want to be with, this is well worth the prize. And that is why it is an inextinguishable love. And that is your reading for card and pile number 3.